This is threeL Podcast, created by ListenCloud.
Listen, learn, level up.
Hi everyone! Let's talk about learning English in a way that really works for you, step by step. We'll look at easy ways to learn, how to make learning a habit, and how to fit English into your everyday life. This is for everyone. No matter how much English you know now, we'll keep it simple and clear so you can start using these ideas right away. First, let's talk about learning itself. There are lots of fun ways to learn English, not just boring books. Think about things you already like to do. Do you enjoy watching movies or TV shows? Try watching them in English. At first, you can use subtitles in your own language, but later, try using English subtitles or even no subtitles at all. You'll start to hear how English sounds and see how people really talk. What about music? If you love listening to songs, find some English songs you like. Look up the words, lyrics, and try to sing along. This is a great way to learn new words and practice how they sound. Podcasts are like radio shows you can listen to online. There are many English podcasts for learners of all levels. Find topics that interest you, like stories, news, or just people talking. You can listen while you're doing other things, like walking or cleaning. Reading is also super important. Start with easy things, like short stories or books made for English learners. As you get better, you can try simple news articles or websites. When you see a new word, try to guess what it means from the other words around it. If you can't guess, then look it up. But learning isn't just about listening and reading. You also need to use English. Try talking, even if it's just to yourself. You can describe what you're doing, what you see, or what you're thinking. If you can talk to other people who are learning English or who speak English well, that's even better. There are many ways to find people to talk to online. Writing in English is also helpful. Start with short sentences like, "I like this," or "the weather is nice." As you get more comfortable, you can try writing longer things, like emails to friends or notes about your day. Now, let's talk about making English learning a habit. Habits are things we do regularly without even thinking too much about them, like brushing our teeth. If we can make learning English a habit, it will become much easier to do consistently. Start very, very small. Don't say, "I will study English for 1 hour every day." That can feel like too much. Instead, say, "I will listen to one short English song every day," or "I will learn 2 new English words every day." When it's this easy, you're more likely to actually do it. Try to link your new English habit to something you already do every day. For example, if you always drink coffee in the morning, decide that right after you finish your coffee, you will spend 5 minutes looking at English flashcards. Because you always drink coffee, you'll remember to do your English too. Make your English learning easy to see. Keep your English books or your phone with your learning apps in a place where you will see them. If your learning stuff is hidden away, you'll forget about it. Try to make learning fun. If you enjoy what you're doing, you're more likely to keep doing it. If you love games, find English learning games. If you love cooking, try English recipes. Keep track of what you do. You can use a simple calendar and put a check mark on each day you do some English learning. Seeing those check marks will make you feel good and want to keep going. It's okay if you miss a day sometimes. Don't worry about being perfect. The most important thing is to keep trying most of the time. Even doing a little bit of English each day is much better than doing a lot one day and then nothing for a week. Maybe you can find a friend who also wants to learn English. You can help each other remember to study and encourage each other. There are also many groups online where people learn English together. Remember that it takes time to build a habit. Don't get sad if it doesn't become easy right away. Just keep doing your small English activities consistently, and it will become a natural part of your day. Building on the idea of making English a constant presence in your life, let's explore how you can actively engage with the language in ways that feel less like formal study and more like natural integration. Think about the small moments of downtime you might have throughout your day. Perhaps it's the few minutes you spend waiting for your coffee to brew, the short break you take between tasks, or even the time you spend commuting. These seemingly insignificant snippets of time can become valuable opportunities for brief English encounters. Keep a book in English with you, have a language learning app readily accessible on your phone, or bookmark a few interesting English articles online. Even a few minutes of focused reading or listening during these moments can contribute significantly to your overall exposure and understanding over time. Consider actively seeking out English-speaking communities, both online and potentially in your local area. Online forums, social media groups dedicated to English learners, and language exchange platforms can provide valuable opportunities to interact with other learners and native speakers. Participating in discussions, asking questions, and sharing your experiences can not only improve your communication skills, but also expose you to different ways of thinking and expressing ideas in English. If there are any English-speaking cultural centers or international clubs in your city, they might offer conversation groups or social events where you can practice your English in a relaxed and supportive environment. Another effective strategy is to consciously use English as your primary language for specific tasks or activities. For instance, you could decide that for 1 hour each day, you will only consume information in English, whether it's news articles, blog posts, or social media updates. Or you might challenge yourself to write all your personal notes and reminders in English. By creating these self-imposed English-only zones, you force your brain to actively engage with the language and rely on your existing vocabulary and grammatical knowledge to navigate everyday tasks. This active application of English in practical contexts helps to solidify your understanding and build confidence in your ability to use the language effectively. Don't underestimate the power of repetition and review, but try to make it an active process rather than passive memorization. Instead of simply rereading vocabulary lists, try to use the new words in sentences, either spoken or written. Create mental associations between the words and real-life situations or images. Consider using spaced repetition systems, SRS, often found in language learning apps, which present vocabulary and grammar concepts at increasing intervals, helping you to retain information more effectively over the long term. When you review, actively try to recall the meaning and usage of the words and phrases before looking at the answer. This active retrieval practice strengthens the neural connections and makes the information more readily accessible when you need it in conversation or writing. Furthermore, cultivate a curious and inquisitive mindset towards the English language. When you encounter a new word or phrase, don't just memorize its definition, try to explore its nuances, its different connotations, and how it's used in various contexts. Look up synonyms and antonyms. Pay attention to collocations, words that often go together. Understanding these subtle aspects of the language will deepen your comprehension and allow you to express yourself more accurately and naturally. Remember that learning a language is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when you feel like you're making rapid progress, and there will be plateaus where it feels like you're not improving as quickly. This is a normal part of the process. The key is to maintain a consistent effort to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, and to view challenges as opportunities for growth. Embrace the imperfections. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are valuable learning experiences. And keep your focus on the long-term goal of fluency and confident communication. And as we continue to explore effective strategies in this video, we'll delve into the importance of setting realistic goals and staying motivated on your English learning path. Expanding on the idea of sustained motivation and effective goal setting, let's delve deeper into practical strategies that can keep you engaged and on track throughout your English learning journey. Setting clear, achievable goals is paramount. Instead of vague aspirations like, I want to learn English, try to define specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, SMART goals. For instance, you might set a goal to learn 10 new English words each week, complete 1 unit of your online English course every 2 weeks, or have a 5-minute English conversation with a language partner 3 times a week. Breaking down your overarching goal into smaller, more manageable steps makes the entire process feel less overwhelming and provides you with tangible milestones to celebrate along the way. Regularly revisit your goals and track your progress towards them. This could involve keeping a learning journal where you note down what you've studied, the new vocabulary you've learned, and any challenges you've encountered. Reviewing your progress periodically allows you to see how far you've come, which can be a powerful motivator in itself. It also helps you identify areas where you might need to adjust your approach or dedicate more time. Don't be afraid to revise your goals as your learning evolves. What seemed like a challenging goal at the beginning might become easily achievable as you improve, and you might want to set your sights higher. Conversely, if you're finding a particular goal consistently difficult to reach, it might be helpful to break it down into even smaller steps or adjust your timeline. Cultivating a positive mindset is absolutely crucial for long-term motivation. Language learning can be challenging at times, and it's easy to get discouraged by mistakes or slow progress. However, it's important to remember that errors are a natural and essential part of the learning process. Instead of viewing them as failures, see them as opportunities to learn and improve. Focus on your progress, no matter how small it may seem. Celebrate the fact that you can now understand a little more than you could last week, or that you feel a bit more confident speaking English than you did a month ago. A positive attitude will make the entire learning experience more enjoyable and help you persevere through inevitable difficulties. Find your why. Understanding your underlying reasons for wanting to learn English can be a powerful source of intrinsic motivation. Are you learning English for career advancement, to travel and connect with people from different cultures, to access a wider range of information and entertainment, or for personal enrichment? Regularly reminding yourself of your why can help you stay focused and committed, especially when your motivation might be waning. Write down your reasons and keep them somewhere visible as a constant reminder of your goals. Vary your learning. Activities to keep things interesting and prevent boredom. Monotonous study routines can quickly lead to a loss of motivation. Mix things up by incorporating different types of activities into your learning schedule. One day you might focus on reading, the next on listening, and another on speaking practice. You could also explore different resources, such as online courses, language learning apps, podcasts, YouTube channels, and English language films and music. Keeping your learning varied will not only make it more enjoyable, but also help you develop a well-rounded set of language skills. Seek out opportunities to use English in real-life contexts. This could involve striking up conversations with English-speaking tourists, ordering food in English at a restaurant, or participating in online discussions in English. Applying your English skills in practical situations provides a sense of accomplishment and reinforces the relevance of your learning. It also helps you identify areas where you need to improve your fluency and confidence in real-time communication. Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. Language learning often involves pushing yourself beyond what feels easy. This might mean attempting to speak English even when you feel nervous, trying to understand a more challenging piece of text, or tackling a grammar concept that you find difficult. While it's important to start at your current level, gradual exposure to slightly more challenging material and situations is essential for continuous progress. Remember that growth happens outside your comfort zone. Reward yourself for your efforts and achievements. Setting up a system of rewards can provide an extra layer of motivation. This doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It could be something as simple as watching an episode of your favorite English TV show after completing a study session, treating yourself to a small indulgence after reaching a learning milestone, or taking a break to do something you enjoy after a period of focused effort. Recognizing and rewarding your hard work reinforces positive learning habits. Finally, remember that the English learning community is vast and supportive. Connect with other learners, share your experiences, ask for advice, and offer encouragement. Knowing that you're not alone in your journey and that there are others who understand the challenges and rewards of language learning can be incredibly motivating. Engage with online forums, social media groups, or local language exchange meetups to build connections and foster a sense of community. Together, you can support each other on the path to English fluency. And as we continue our exploration in this video, we'll now turn our attention to some specific daily routines that you can incorporate into your life to make consistent English learning a sustainable and enjoyable part of your day. To effectively integrate English learning into your daily routine, it's helpful to think about structuring your day in a way that carves out specific, albeit sometimes short, periods for engaging with the language. Consistency is key here, even if the amount of time you dedicate each day varies. Consider starting your day with a brief English immersion activity. This could be listening to a short English news podcast while you get ready, reviewing a few English vocabulary flashcards over breakfast, or reading a page or two of an English book before you start your main tasks for the day. This early exposure helps to prime your brain for English and sets a positive tone for your learning throughout the day. During your commute, whether you're traveling by public transport or driving, make the most of this often underutilized time by engaging with English audio content. Download English podcasts, audiobooks, or language learning lessons onto your phone or MP3 player and listen to them during your journey. This allows you to turn otherwise passive travel time into valuable learning opportunities. If you find it difficult to concentrate in a noisy environment, consider investing in noise-canceling headphones to enhance your focus. Your lunch break can also be a prime time for a short burst of English learning. Instead of solely focusing on eating, dedicate a portion of your break to reading an English article, reviewing vocabulary on a language learning app, or even exchanging a few messages in English with a language partner. Even 15 to 20 minutes of focused engagement during your lunch break can accumulate to a significant amount of learning over time. In the afternoon or evening, consider scheduling a slightly longer, more focused English learning session. This could be the time when you work through a lesson in your English course, practice your writing skills, or engage in a more in-depth study of grammar concepts. Aim for a time when you typically have fewer distractions and can concentrate fully on the task at hand. Even dedicating 30 to 60 minutes a few times a week to focused study can make a substantial difference in your progress. Before you wind down for the evening, incorporate a relaxing English activity into your routine. This could be watching an episode of an English TV show, listening to calming English music, or reading a chapter of an English novel. This not only provides further exposure to the language, but also helps to associate English with enjoyable and relaxing activities, making it a more positive part of your day. Consider incorporating English triggers into your routine. These are specific actions or times that automatically remind you to engage with English. For example, you might decide that every time you check your email, you will also review one new English vocabulary word, or that every time you finish a specific task at work or school, you will spend 5 minutes practicing your English pronunciation using an app. By linking English learning to existing habits, you make it more likely to remember and consistently follow through with your English practice. Don't be afraid to be flexible with your daily routine. Some days you might have more time and energy for English learning than others. The key is to adapt your plan to fit your circumstances while still maintaining consistency. On busy days, even a few minutes of focused practice is better than none. On days when you have more time, you can indulge in longer study sessions or more immersive activities. The important thing is to make English a regular and sustainable part of your daily life, adapting your approach as needed to fit your schedule and energy levels. Let's further expand on the practical ways you can weave English into the tapestry of your daily life, making it a seamless and enjoyable part of your routine. Think about the technology you interact with every day. We've already touched on changing your phone language, but consider extending this to other devices and platforms you use regularly. If you watch videos online, seek out English language content creators who discuss topics that genuinely interest you. Subscribe to their channels, engage with their content, and even try leaving comments in English. This not only provides you with authentic listening practice, but also gives you opportunities to practice your reading and writing skills in a context that you find engaging. If you use social media platforms, actively follow English speaking accounts that share content related to your hobbies, interests, or professional field. Read their posts, engage with their stories, and try writing your own updates or comments in English. This can help you learn more informal, everyday English and connect with a global community of people who share your passions. You might even discover new English idioms and expressions that are commonly used in online communication. Consider incorporating English into your daily errands and tasks. When you go grocery shopping, try reading the labels of products in English. You might be surprised by how many new vocabulary words you can learn related to food and household items. If you use public transportation, pay attention to announcements, hand signs in English. If you visit a coffee shop or restaurant that has an English menu, try ordering in English. These small, everyday interactions provide valuable real-world practice and help you build confidence in using English in practical situations. Another effective technique is to actively seek out opportunities to explain things in English. If a friend or family member asks you about something you've learned or experienced, try to explain it to them in English, even if they don't understand perfectly. The act of articulating your thoughts and ideas in English, even in a simplified way, helps to solidify your understanding and improves your fluency. You can also practice this by explaining concepts to yourself in English or even pretending to teach an imaginary student. Don't underestimate the power of music as a learning tool. We've already discussed listening to songs, but you can take this further by actively analyzing the lyrics. Look up words you don't understand. Try to identify grammatical structures and even research the meaning and context behind the song. Understanding the stories and messages in English songs can deepen your appreciation for the language and culture. Consider turning passive entertainment into active learning. When you're watching an English movie or TV show, don't just sit back and relax. Pause occasionally to note down interesting words or phrases. Try to imitate the pronunciation and intonation of the actors. If you're watching with subtitles, challenge yourself to turn them off for short periods and see how much you can understand. Integrate English into your exercise routine. If you listen to music while you work out, make an English playlist. If you prefer podcasts, choose English language ones. You could even try following English language workout videos. Combining physical activity with language learning can make both more enjoyable and help you make the most of your time. Explore the world of English language audiobooks. Listening to someone read a book aloud can improve your listening comprehension, expand your vocabulary, and expose you to natural English pronunciation and rhythm. Choose books that are at an appropriate level for you and listen during your commute, while doing chores, or during your leisure time. Consider setting small, daily English-related challenges for yourself. This could be something as simple as learning one new idiom each day, trying to use 3 new vocabulary words in conversation, or summarizing a short English news article in your own words. These small challenges provide a sense of accomplishment and encourage you to actively engage with the language on a daily basis. Remember that the key to long-term success in English learning is consistency and making it a sustainable part of your life. By finding creative and enjoyable ways to integrate English into your daily routine, you'll make progress without it feeling like a constant chore. Embrace the opportunities that surround you. Be proactive in seeking out English language experiences and make English a vibrant and integral part of your everyday world. As we move forward in this video, we'll now explore some common pitfalls to avoid and strategies for overcoming challenges in your English learning journey. Navigating the path of English language acquisition inevitably involves encountering certain challenges and potential pitfalls. Recognizing these common hurdles and equipping yourself with effective strategies to overcome them is crucial for maintaining momentum and achieving your learning goals. One common pitfall is getting stuck in the intermediate plateau, where you feel like you've made significant progress initially, but then your improvement seems to stagnate. To overcome this, it's important to actively push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Don't rely solely on familiar materials and activities. Seek out more challenging content, engage in conversations on a wider range of topics, and actively work on refining your grammar and pronunciation. Consider focusing on specific areas where you feel your English is weaker and dedicating targeted practice to those areas. Another common challenge is maintaining motivation over the long term. As we discussed earlier, setting clear goals and finding your why are essential, but it's also important to proactively combat boredom and maintain enthusiasm. Vary your learning activities, explore new resources, and connect with other learners to stay inspired. Remember why you started learning English in the first place, and celebrate your progress along the way. Don't be afraid to take short breaks when you feel overwhelmed, but make sure to return to your studies with renewed focus. Many learners also struggle with the fear of making mistakes, particularly when speaking. It's crucial to reframe your perspective on errors. Mistakes are not failures. They are valuable learning opportunities. Every time you make a mistake and learn from it, you're actually moving closer to fluency. Don't let the fear of imperfection prevent you from practicing your speaking skills. Seek out supportive and encouraging environments where you feel comfortable taking risks and experimenting with the language. Remember that native speakers are generally understanding and appreciate your effort to communicate in English. Procrastination is another common obstacle that can hinder your progress. It's easy to put off studying or practicing, especially when you're feeling tired or unmotivated. To combat procrastination, try breaking down your learning tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. Set specific times for your English activities and treat them like important appointments. Create a dedicated study space that is free from distractions. You can also try using techniques like the Pomodoro technique, where you work in focused bursts followed by short breaks to make your study sessions more productive and less overwhelming. Over-reliance on translation can also impede your progress towards thinking directly in English. While translation can be a helpful tool in the early stages of learning, it's important to gradually wean yourself off this habit. Try to associate English words and phrases directly with their meanings and concepts, rather than constantly translating them into your native language. Immerse yourself in English as much as possible and practice thinking and speaking in English without mentally translating first. Finally, feeling overwhelmed by the sheer amount of vocabulary and grammar in English is a common experience. It's important to remember that you don't need to learn everything at once. Focus on building a strong foundation of the most common and useful words and grammatical structures. Gradually expand your knowledge as you progress. Break down complex grammar rules into smaller, more digestible parts. Celebrate the new words and concepts you learn, and don't get discouraged by the vastness of the language. Consistent, focused effort on the most relevant aspects will lead to steady improvement. By being aware of these common pitfalls and actively employing strategies to overcome them, you can navigate your English learning journey with greater confidence and achieve your desired level of fluency. Remember that persistence, a positive attitude, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes are your greatest allies on this path. Let's delve even deeper into practical strategies for overcoming specific challenges that English learners often face. One significant hurdle can be improving your listening comprehension, especially when dealing with fast speech or unfamiliar accents. A key technique here is active listening. Instead of just passively hearing the words, consciously focus on identifying key information, understanding the main ideas, and recognizing the speaker's tone and intention. Practice listening to a variety of English accents through different types of audio and video content. Start with materials that are slightly below your current level and gradually increase the difficulty. Don't be discouraged if you don't understand everything at first. Focus on catching the main points and then go back to listen to specific sections that you found challenging. Using transcripts or subtitles initially can be helpful for identifying words and phrases you missed, but try to wean yourself off them as your comprehension improves. Another common area of difficulty is pronunciation. Many learners feel self-conscious about their accent, but clear pronunciation is crucial for effective communication. Focus on learning the individual sounds of English, paying attention to how native speakers articulate them. Utilize online resources, pronunciation guides, and apps that provide audio examples and allow you to record and compare your own pronunciation. Practice speaking slowly and deliberately at first, focusing on accuracy rather than speed. As you become more comfortable, gradually increase your pace. Don't be afraid to imitate the pronunciation patterns and intonation of native speakers you hear in movies, TV shows, or podcasts. Remember that the goal is clear communication, not necessarily having a perfect native accent. Expanding your vocabulary effectively requires more than just memorizing lists of words. Focus on learning words in context, paying attention to how they are used in sentences and different situations. Utilize flashcards with example sentences and try to create your own sentences using new vocabulary. Pay attention to word families, e.g., happy, happiness, happily, and common prefixes and suffixes, which can help you understand the meanings of related words. Actively try to incorporate new vocabulary into your speaking and writing as soon as possible to solidify your understanding and make it more readily accessible. Grammar can often feel like a daunting aspect of English learning. Instead of trying to memorize endless rules in isolation, focus on understanding how grammar functions in real communication. Pay attention to grammatical structures you encounter in your reading and listening materials. Utilize grammar resources that provide clear explanations and plenty of examples. Practice applying grammar rules through exercises and by consciously incorporating different grammatical structures into your own speaking and writing. Remember that grammar is a tool for clear communication, not an end in itself. Developing fluency in speaking requires consistent practice and a willingness to communicate, even when you don't feel completely confident. Seek out opportunities to speak English as often as possible. Engage in conversations with language partners, tutors, or native speakers. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are part of the learning process. Focus on conveying your message effectively, even if your grammar or vocabulary isn't perfect. The more you speak, the more comfortable and confident you will become. Understanding and using English idioms and expressions can add a layer of naturalness and fluency to your communication. These phrases often have figurative meanings that are different from the literal meanings of the individual words. Pay attention to idioms and expressions you encounter in authentic English content and try to understand their meaning and context. Utilize resources that specifically focus on teaching idioms and expressions. Actively try to incorporate them into your own speaking and writing when appropriate. Cultural understanding is also an important aspect of language learning. Language and culture are intertwined, and understanding cultural nuances can help you communicate more effectively and appropriately. Pay attention to cultural references, social customs, and communication styles in English-speaking countries. This can enhance your comprehension and prevent misunderstandings. Finally, remember to be patient and persistent throughout your English learning journey. Progress is not always linear, and there will be times when you feel frustrated or discouraged. It's important to celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and to keep your long-term goals in mind. Stay committed to your learning routine, seek out support when you need it, and never stop exploring the richness and complexity of the English language. Your dedication and perseverance will ultimately lead you to achieve your desired level of fluency and confidence. To truly master the English language at an advanced level, it's not enough to simply accumulate vocabulary and memorize grammatical rules. It requires a profound and nuanced understanding of how the language functions in its rich tapestry of cultural, social, and contextual variations. One crucial aspect of this mastery is developing a highly attuned ear for the subtle nuances of spoken English. This involves being able to distinguish between different registers of speech, from formal presentations to casual conversations among friends. Pay attention to how native speakers adjust their vocabulary, grammar, and intonation depending on the audience, the topic, and the social setting. Observe the use of colloquialisms, slang, and idiomatic expressions that are common in informal speech but would be inappropriate in more formal contexts. Cultivating this sensitivity will allow you to not only understand spoken English more comprehensively, but also to adapt your own speaking style to different situations with greater confidence and accuracy. Furthermore, advanced English proficiency entails a deep understanding of the implicit meanings and cultural assumptions that often underlie communication. Language is not merely a tool for conveying literal information. It is also deeply intertwined with cultural values, beliefs, and social norms. Pay attention to how cultural references, historical allusions, and shared understandings shape the way native speakers communicate. Understanding these implicit layers of meaning will allow you to interpret spoken and written English with a greater degree of insight and avoid potential misunderstandings that can arise from a purely literal interpretation of words. Explore the cultural context of different English-speaking regions to gain a broader perspective on these nuances. Another key element of advanced English mastery is the ability to engage in sophisticated and nuanced discussions on a wide range of complex topics. This requires not only a broad vocabulary and a strong command of grammar, but also the ability to articulate your own ideas clearly and persuasively, to understand and respond thoughtfully to different perspectives, and to navigate the subtle art of argumentation and debate in English. Practice engaging in discussions on abstract concepts, current events, and controversial issues. Pay attention to how native speakers structure their arguments, use rhetorical devices, and express agreement or disagreement respectfully. Participating in online forums, debate clubs, or language exchange groups focused on in-depth discussions can provide valuable practice in this area. Developing a highly sophisticated writing style is also a hallmark of advanced English proficiency. This involves mastering a wide range of writing techniques, including the effective use of figurative language, the ability to create different tones and voices in your writing, and a strong command of sentence structure and paragraph organization to convey complex ideas with clarity and precision. Read extensively in different genres of English writing, paying close attention to the stylistic choices of accomplished authors. Experiment with different writing styles and techniques, and seek feedback on your writing to identify areas for improvement. To further refine your listening comprehension at an advanced level, challenge yourself with highly complex and demanding audio materials, such as philosophical discussions, intricate narratives with multiple layers of meaning, and fast-paced idiomatic conversations. Train yourself to not only understand the literal meaning of the words, but also to discern the speaker's underlying emotions, intentions, and any subtle implications. Practice summarizing and synthesizing information from lengthy audio passages and engaging in discussions about the content you have heard. Finally, Embrace the ongoing journey of lifelong learning and continuous engagement with the English language and its evolving cultural landscape. The language is a dynamic and ever-changing entity, with new words, expressions, and communication norms constantly emerging. Stay curious, continue to explore diverse forms of English language media, and remain open to learning new things throughout your life. Your commitment to continuous learning will not only ensure that your English skills remain sharp and relevant, but also enrich your understanding of the world and your ability to connect with people from diverse backgrounds. Remember that true mastery of a language is a lifelong pursuit, a continuous process of discovery and growth that offers endless opportunities for intellectual stimulation and personal enrichment. Embrace the journey with enthusiasm and dedication, and allow the English language to open new doors and broaden your horizons in countless ways. To truly ascend to the zenith of English language mastery, one must cultivate not just proficiency, but an artistry in its use. This involves developing an almost intuitive understanding of the subtle dance between words, the unspoken weight of implication, and the cultural echoes that resonate within even the simplest of phrases. One crucial aspect of this linguistic artistry is the ability to wield figurative language with grace and precision. Move beyond the basic understanding of metaphors and similes and explore the power of more nuanced literary devices such as metonymy, synecdoche, and irony. Understand how these tools can add layers of meaning, evoke vivid imagery, and create a deeper connection with your audience, whether in spoken or written form. Analyze the masterful use of figurative language. In English literature and in the speeches of compelling orators to glean insights into their effective application. Practice incorporating these devices into your own communication, experimenting with different techniques to find your own unique voice and style. Furthermore, advanced mastery entails a sophisticated understanding of discourse analysis, the way language functions in extended stretches of communication. This involves recognizing different discourse patterns, understanding how cohesion and coherence are achieved across paragraphs and entire texts, and being able to analyze the underlying rhetorical strategies employed by speakers and writers to persuade, inform, or entertain. Study different types of English discourse, from academic essays to journalistic articles to informal storytelling. Pay attention to how arguments are constructed, how narratives unfold, and how different linguistic choices contribute to the overall impact of the communication. Practice analyzing and even deconstructing complex English texts to gain a deeper understanding of their underlying structure and persuasive techniques. Another hallmark of advanced English artistry is the ability to adapt your communication style seamlessly and effectively across a wide range of contexts and audiences. This involves not only adjusting your vocabulary and grammar, but also your tone, your level of formality, and even your nonverbal cues to suit the specific situation and the individuals you are interacting with. Observe how native English speakers navigate different social and professional settings, paying attention to the subtle shifts in their language and demeanor. Practice consciously adapting your own communication style in different simulated and real-world scenarios. This adaptability is a key indicator of true fluency and allows you to connect with a wider range of people on a deeper level. To further hone your listening comprehension at this advanced stage, challenge yourself with highly abstract and conceptually dense audio materials such as philosophical debates, critical literary analyses, and intricate technical explanations. Train your ear to not only follow complex lines of reasoning, but also to identify subtle shifts in tone, to recognize underlying assumptions, and to infer unspoken meanings. Practice summarizing and synthesizing information from lengthy and challenging audio passages, and engage in critical discussions about the ideas presented. Finally, cultivate a deep and abiding passion for the English language and its ever-evolving cultural landscape. Immerse yourself in the rich tapestry of English literature. Explore the diverse genres of English language cinema and theater, and engage with the vibrant world of English language music and art. Allow yourself to be captivated by the beauty and power of the language, and approach your learning not just as a task, but as a lifelong exploration of a fascinating and endlessly rewarding realm. Embrace the nuances, celebrate the complexities, and allow your journey of English language mastery to become a source of continuous intellectual curiosity and profound personal enrichment. The artistry of language awaits those who are willing to delve beyond mere competence and embrace the boundless creative potential that lies within its intricate and captivating structure. To truly embody the spirit of an English language artist, one must also develop a profound appreciation for the rhythm and musicality inherent within the language. This extends beyond simply understanding pronunciation and intonation. It involves cultivating a sensitivity to the cadence of sentences, the subtle emphasis created by word order, and the overall sonic texture of spoken and written English. Listen attentively to the way skilled speakers and writers craft their sentences, paying attention to the flow and the deliberate use of pauses and variations in pace. Explore the rich tradition of English poetry with its diverse forms and intricate sound patterns. Analyze how poets use rhyme, meter, and alliteration to create specific auditory effects and enhance the emotional impact of their words. Practice reading English aloud, paying conscious attention to the rhythm and musicality of the language. Experiment with varying your pace and emphasis to convey different meanings and emotions. This cultivation of a linguistic ear will add another layer of artistry to your own communication, making it more engaging, memorable, and impactful. Furthermore, advanced mastery involves the ability to navigate the subtle complexities of register and style with effortless grace. This goes beyond simply knowing when to use formal or informal language. It requires a deep understanding of the social and contextual cues that dictate appropriate linguistic choices. Pay attention to how native English speakers adapt their language when communicating with individuals of different ages, social statuses, and professional backgrounds. Observe the nuances of language used in different professional settings, from academic discourse to business negotiations to casual workplace interactions. Analyze the stylistic differences between various genres of writing, such as scientific reports, literary criticism, and personal essays. practice consciously adjusting your own register and style in different simulated and real-world communication scenarios. This mastery of linguistic versatility is a hallmark of true communicative competence and allows you to build rapport and connect effectively with a diverse range of audiences. Another crucial aspect of linguistic artistry is the development of a keen awareness of the power of connotation, the emotional and associative meanings that words carry beyond their literal definitions. Recognize that even seemingly neutral words can evoke different feelings and associations depending on individual experiences and cultural contexts. Pay close attention to the connotations of words as you encounter them in different texts and conversations. Consider how different word choices can subtly influence the reader's or listener's perception and emotional response. Practice using words with precision, taking into account their connotations to convey your intended meaning and emotional tone with greater accuracy and impact. This mastery of connotation adds depth and richness to your communication, allowing you to connect with your audience on a more profound emotional level. To further refine your advanced listening skills, immerse yourself in extended and complex forms of spoken English, such as nuanced storytelling, intricate multi-party conversations, and presentations that incorporate sophisticated rhetorical devices. Train your ability to not only follow the main thread of the discourse, but also to track multiple perspectives, identify subtle shifts in topic, and discern the underlying relationships and dynamics between speakers. Practice summarizing and synthesizing information from these complex audio materials, paying attention to the speaker's overall message and their specific communicative strategies. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding intellectual curiosity about the English language and its multifaceted relationship with culture and society. Explore the history of the language, tracing its evolution and the influences that have shaped it over time. Delve into the diverse literatures and artistic expressions that have been created in English across different cultures and historical periods. Engage in critical reflection on the role of language in shaping thought, identity, and social interaction. This ongoing intellectual engagement will not only deepen your understanding of the English language, but also enrich your perspective on the world and your place within it. Embrace the journey of linguistic artistry as a continuous process of exploration, discovery, and profound personal growth. The more you immerse yourself in the intricacies and beauty of the English language, the more you will unlock its boundless creative potential and elevate your communication to an art form. To truly become a virtuoso of the English language, one must also cultivate a profound understanding of the subtle art of rhetoric, the strategic use of language to persuade, inform, or evoke a particular response in an audience. This extends beyond simply presenting information clearly. It involves mastering a range of rhetorical devices and techniques that can enhance the impact and memorability of your communication. Explore the power of rhetorical questions to engage your audience and prompt reflection. Understand the effective use of repetition and parallelism to create emphasis and rhythm. Learn how to employ different types of appeals: logical, logos, ethical, ethos, and emotional, pathos, to connect with your audience on multiple levels. analyze the speeches of influential figures and the persuasive writing of skilled communicators to identify their rhetorical strategies and understand their impact. Practice incorporating these techniques into your own speaking and writing, consciously, considering your audience and your desired outcome. This mastery of rhetoric will transform your communication from mere transmission of information to a powerful tool for influence and connection. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves developing a keen awareness of the role of nonverbal communication in shaping meaning and impact. While our focus is primarily on the spoken and written word, recognize that gestures, facial expressions, tone of voice, and even body language can significantly alter the interpretation of our message. Pay attention to how native English speakers use nonverbal cues in different communicative contexts. Observe how these cues can reinforce, contradict, or even replace spoken words. While this video focuses on verbal communication, be mindful of the interplay between verbal and nonverbal elements in real-world interactions, and strive for congruence between your words and your nonverbal signals to enhance the clarity and authenticity of your communication. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist is the cultivation of a highly developed sense of audience awareness. This involves understanding the background knowledge, perspectives, values, and potential biases of your intended audience and tailoring your communication accordingly. Consider your audience's level of familiarity with your topic, their expectations for the communication, and the most effective way to connect with them and convey your message in a way that resonates. Practice adapting your language, your tone, and your examples to suit different audiences. This audience-centered approach is essential for effective communication and allows you to build stronger connections and achieve your communicative goals with greater success. To further refine your advanced listening skills, challenge yourself with audio materials that involve multiple speakers with varying perspectives and potential underlying agendas, such as complex panel discussions, legal arguments, or political debates. Train your ability to not only follow the different viewpoints being presented, but also to identify any potential biases, inconsistencies, or persuasive techniques being employed. Practice summarizing the key arguments and identifying the points of agreement and disagreement among the speakers. Finally, continue to nurture your deep and abiding love for the English language in all its multifaceted glory. Explore the vast and ever-expanding world of English language literature from different genres and historical periods. Immerse yourself in the diverse voices and stories that are told through the medium of English language cinema, theater, and spoken word poetry. Engage with the richness and dynamism of English language music from countless cultures and styles. Allow yourself to be continually inspired and enriched by the creative potential of the language. Embrace the journey of linguistic artistry not as a destination to be reached, but as a lifelong exploration of a boundless and endlessly fascinating universe of words, ideas, and human connection. The more you immerse yourself in the beauty and power of the English language, the more you will unlock its transformative potential and elevate your communication to the realm of true art. Truly sculpt your communication into a work of English. Language art, one must also develop a profound understanding of the power of storytelling. Narrative is a fundamental aspect of human communication, and the ability to craft compelling and engaging stories in English is a hallmark of advanced proficiency. Explore the elements that make a story resonate: compelling characters, a well-developed plot, vivid descriptions, and a meaningful message. Analyze how skilled storytellers in English literature, film, and oral traditions captivate their audiences. Practice crafting your own stories, experimenting with different narrative structures, points of view, and pacing. Learn how to use descriptive language to create vivid mental images and evoke emotions in your listeners or readers. Master the art of building suspense, creating conflict, and resolving tension in your narratives. The ability to weave engaging stories will not only make your communication more memorable, but also allow you to connect with others on a deeper human level, sharing experiences, insights, and emotions in a powerful and meaningful way. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves cultivating a sophisticated understanding of humor in the English language. Humor is a complex cultural phenomenon, and what is considered funny can vary significantly across different societies and contexts. Develop an awareness of different types of English humor, such as puns, irony, sarcasm, wordplay, and observational comedy. Pay attention to how native English speakers use humor in different social settings, and understand the nuances of timing and delivery. While incorporating humor into your communication can be challenging, especially for non-native speakers, the ability to do so effectively can significantly enhance your rapport with others and make your communication more engaging and memorable. Start by appreciating and understanding English humor, and gradually experiment with incorporating it into your own interactions when appropriate and when you feel comfortable doing so. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist is the development of a critical awareness of language use and its potential for both empowerment and manipulation. Understand how language can be used to persuade, to influence opinions, to create social hierarchies, and to shape our understanding of the world. Analyze the language used in media, advertising, and political discourse, paying attention to the rhetorical strategies employed and the potential underlying agendas. Develop the ability to critically evaluate the messages you encounter and to use language ethically and responsibly in your own communication. This critical awareness will not only make you a more discerning consumer of language, but also a more thoughtful and impactful communicator. To further refine your advanced listening skills, seek out audio materials that involve subtle shifts in tone and register that might indicate underlying emotions or unspoken intentions. Practice identifying sarcasm, irony, and other forms of indirect communication. Pay attention to the speaker's word choices and how they might reveal more than the literal meaning of their words. Developing this level of nuanced listening comprehension will allow you to understand not just what is being said, but also what is being implied. Finally, continue to immerse yourself in the ever-evolving beauty and complexity of the English language. Explore its rich history, its diverse dialects, and its constant adaptation to new technologies and cultural trends. Engage with contemporary English language literature, film, music, and online content. Embrace the dynamic nature of the language and remain a lifelong learner, always open to new words, new expressions, and new ways of communicating. Your journey to becoming an English language artist is a continuous process of exploration, discovery, and creative expression. Embrace the challenge, celebrate your progress, and allow the boundless potential of the English language to enrich your life and connect you with the world in profound and meaningful ways. To truly master the artistry of the English language, one must also cultivate a deep understanding of the power of silence and the unspoken. Recognize that communication is not solely about the words we utter or write. It also encompasses the pauses, the hesitations, and the deliberate absence of language. Pay attention to how native English speakers use silence strategically in conversations to emphasize a point, to create suspense, or to allow for reflection. Understand how the unspoken context, the shared history, and the cultural understanding between communicators can imbue words with layers of meaning that are not explicitly stated. Develop the ability to read between the lines and to interpret the subtle cues that lie beneath the surface of spoken and written English. Practice being comfortable with silence in your own communication, allowing space for your listeners or readers to process information and draw their own conclusions. This awareness of the unspoken dimension of language will add a profound depth and resonance to your communication, making it more impactful and meaningful. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly refined sense of empathy and the ability to tailor your language to connect with others on an emotional level. Recognize that effective communication is not just about conveying information. It is also about building rapport, fostering understanding, and creating a sense of connection. Pay attention to the emotional nuances in spoken and written English, and strive to use language that is sensitive to the feelings and perspectives of your audience. Learn how to express empathy, offer support, and navigate emotionally charged conversations with grace and skill. Practice actively listening, not just to the words being spoken, but also to the underlying emotions being conveyed. This emotionally intelligent approach to language will transform your communication into a powerful tool for building relationships and fostering genuine human connection. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist is the cultivation of a playful and experimental approach to language. Don't be afraid to explore the creative possibilities of English, to experiment with different linguistic styles, and to push the boundaries of conventional expression. Engage in wordplay, explore the use of neologisms, newly coined words, and challenge yourself to find fresh and original ways to articulate your thoughts and ideas. Read works of English literature that showcase linguistic innovation and creativity. Practice writing in different styles and voices, even if they are outside your comfort zone. This willingness to experiment and play with the language will not only enhance your creativity, but also deepen your understanding of its boundless potential. To further refine your advanced listening skills, seek out audio materials that involve subtle shifts in emotional tone and underlying psychological dynamics. Between speakers, such as therapy sessions, interpersonal conflicts depicted in drama, or nuanced character interactions in fiction. Train your ability to discern the unspoken emotions, the hidden agendas, and the complex power dynamics that may be at play beneath the surface of the dialogue. Practice analyzing the speaker's word choices, their intonation, and their nonverbal cues to gain a deeper understanding of their true feelings and intentions. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding reverence for the English language as a living and evolving entity, a vibrant tapestry woven from countless voices and experiences across centuries and cultures. Recognize that your own journey of language mastery is a unique and valuable contribution to this ongoing linguistic evolution. Embrace the responsibility that comes with wielding the power of language and strive to use it in a way that is ethical, responsible, and contributes to greater understanding and connection in the world. Your dedication to the art of English will not only enrich your own life, but also empower you to share your unique perspective and connect with others in profound and meaningful ways, adding your own distinct voice to the ever-unfolding story of the English language, continuing with a warm, friendly, and encouraging tone. To truly embody the essence of an English language artist, one must also develop a profound understanding of the intricate relationship between language and thought. Recognize that the language we use not only reflects our thoughts, but also shapes and influences them. Explore how different linguistic structures and vocabulary can frame our perceptions of reality and impact our cognitive processes. Pay attention to how native English speakers articulate complex ideas and abstract concepts, and analyze the linguistic tools they employ to convey nuanced meaning. Challenge yourself to think in English, not just about English. Engage in activities that require you to generate original thoughts and express them fluently and precisely in English, such as creative writing, philosophical discussions, or problem-solving tasks. Cultivating this deep connection between language and thought will not only enhance your ability to communicate effectively, but also broaden your intellectual horizons and deepen your understanding of the world around you. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly attuned sense of rhetorical timing and pacing. Recognize that the effectiveness of your communication often depends not just on what you say, but also on when and how you say it. Pay attention to how native English speakers use pauses, variations in speaking rate, and the strategic placement of keywords and phrases to create emphasis, build suspense, or enhance the impact of their message. Practice consciously manipulating the timing and pacing of your own spoken English to achieve specific rhetorical effects. Experiment with different delivery styles to see how they influence your audience's engagement and comprehension. This mastery of rhetorical timing and pacing will add a dynamic and engaging quality to your communication, making it more captivating and persuasive. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist is the cultivation of a deep appreciation for the diverse dialects and regional variations within the English language. Recognize that English is not a monolithic entity, but rather a rich and varied tapestry of linguistic expressions, each with its own unique history, pronunciation patterns, vocabulary, and grammatical features. Explore the fascinating world of English dialects, from the distinct sounds of Cockney English to the melodic lilt of Southern American English. Listen to speakers from different regions and try to discern the subtle differences in their speech. While you may choose to focus on mastering a particular standard variety of English, developing an awareness and appreciation for these regional variations will not only broaden your understanding of the language, but also enhance your ability to communicate effectively with a wider range of English speakers and appreciate the cultural richness embedded within these linguistic differences. To further refine your advanced listening skills, seek out audio materials that involve rapid shifts in topic, subtle changes in speaker attitude, and complex layers of irony or sarcasm. Train your ability to follow these nuanced shifts and to accurately interpret the underlying meaning and intent. Practice summarizing the main points and identifying the communicative strategies employed by the speakers, even when the message is not explicitly stated. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding passion for the endless possibilities of the English language as a tool for creativity, connection, and understanding. Embrace the ongoing journey of linguistic exploration as a lifelong adventure, filled with opportunities for discovery, growth, and self-expression. Allow the beauty and power of the English language to inspire you, to challenge you, and to connect you with the vast and diverse community of English speakers around the globe. Your dedication to the art of English will not only empower you to communicate your own unique voice and perspective, but also to appreciate the countless stories, ideas, and experiences that are shared through this remarkable and ever-evolving language. Embrace the journey and allow your artistry in English to flourish and shine. To truly reach the pinnacle of English language artistry, one must also cultivate a profound understanding of the power of narrative voice and perspective. Recognize that the way a story is told, and from whose viewpoint, can dramatically shape its meaning and impact. Explore the nuances of first-person, second-person, and third-person narration, and understand how each perspective can create a different level of intimacy and engagement with the audience. Pay attention to how skilled writers in English literature manipulate narrative voice to create specific effects, such as unreliable narrators who challenge the reader's trust, or shifting perspectives that offer multiple viewpoints on the same events. Practice experimenting with different narrative voices in your own writing, exploring how changing the point of view can alter the tone, the focus, and the overall message of your story. This mastery of narrative voice will add another layer of depth and sophistication to your communication, allowing you to craft stories that are both compelling and thought-provoking. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly attuned sense of intertextuality, the way that texts relate to and draw upon other texts. Recognize that language exists within a vast web of interconnected meanings, and that understanding these connections can enrich your comprehension and enhance your own communication. Pay attention to allusions, references, and quotations from other works of literature, history, and culture that appear in English texts and conversations. Explore how these intertextual elements can add layers of meaning, create irony, or establish a shared understanding with the audience. Practice incorporating intertextual references into your own writing and speaking when appropriate, demonstrating a broader awareness of the cultural and linguistic landscape. This understanding of intertextuality will add depth and resonance to your communication, connecting it to a wider tapestry of human expression. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist is the cultivation of a deep appreciation for the role of language in shaping identity and belonging. Recognize that the way we speak and write can signal our social affiliations, our cultural background, and our personal identities. Explore the ways in which different English dialects and styles are associated with particular social groups, and how language can be used to express solidarity, to assert individuality, or to negotiate social boundaries. Pay attention to how individuals use language to construct and perform their identities in different contexts. Reflect on your own linguistic identity and how your use of English reflects your personal history and affiliations. This awareness of the social and identity-forming power of language will not only deepen your understanding of the human experience, but also make you a more sensitive and inclusive communicator. To further refine your advanced listening skills, seek out audio materials that involve subtle shifts in register and code switching, where speakers move between different styles or dialects of English, depending on the context and their audience. Train your ability to recognize these shifts and to understand the social and communicative purposes behind them. Practice adapting your own listening comprehension to different varieties of English and becoming comfortable with linguistic variation. finally, continue to cherish the boundless creativity and expressive potential of the English language. Embrace its capacity for innovation, its adaptability to new technologies and cultural trends, and its power to connect people across vast distances and diverse backgrounds. Recognize that your journey as an English language artist is a unique and ongoing exploration of this remarkable linguistic landscape. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the discoveries, and allow your passion for the English language to inspire you to communicate with clarity, creativity, and profound human connection, adding your own unique brushstrokes to the ever-evolving masterpiece of English expression. To truly embody the spirit of an English language artist, one must also cultivate a profound understanding of the power of silence and the unspoken. Recognize that communication is not solely about the words we utter or write. It also encompasses the pauses, the hesitations, and the deliberate absence of language. Pay attention to how native English speakers use silence strategically in conversations to emphasize a point, to create suspense, or to allow for reflection. Understand how the unspoken context, the shared history, and the cultural understanding between communicators can imbue words with layers of meaning that are not explicitly stated. Develop the ability to read between the lines and to interpret the subtle cues that lie beneath the surface of spoken and written English. Practice being comfortable with silence in your own communication, allowing space for your listeners or readers to process information and draw their own conclusions. This awareness of the unspoken dimension of language will add a profound depth and resonance to your communication, making it more impactful and meaningful. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly refined sense of empathy and the ability to tailor your language to connect with others on an emotional level. Recognize that effective communication is not just about conveying information, it is also about building rapport, fostering understanding, and creating a sense of connection. Pay attention to the emotional nuances in spoken and written English, and strive to use language that is sensitive to the feelings and perspectives of your audience. Learn how to express empathy, offer support, and navigate emotionally charged conversations with grace and skill. Practice actively listening not just to the words being spoken, but also to the underlying emotions being conveyed. This emotionally intelligent approach to language will transform your communication into a powerful tool for building relationships and fostering genuine human connection. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist is the cultivation of a playful and experimental approach to language. Don't be afraid to explore the creative possibilities of English, to experiment with different linguistic styles, and to push the boundaries of conventional expression. Engage in wordplay, explore the use of neologisms, newly coined words, and challenge yourself to find fresh and original ways to articulate your thoughts and ideas. Read works of English literature that showcase linguistic innovation and creativity. Practice writing in different styles and voices, even if they are outside your comfort zone. This willingness to experiment and play with the language will not only enhance your creativity, but also deepen your understanding of its boundless potential. To further refine your advanced listening skills, seek out audio materials that involve subtle shifts in emotional tone and underlying psychological dynamics between speakers, such as therapy sessions, interpersonal conflicts depicted in drama, or nuanced character interactions in fiction. Train your ability to discern the unspoken emotions, the hidden agendas, and the complex power dynamics that may be at play beneath the surface of the dialogue. Practice analyzing the speaker's word choices, their intonation, and their nonverbal cues to gain a deeper understanding of their true feelings and intentions. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding reverence for the English language as a living and evolving entity, a vibrant tapestry woven from countless voices and experiences across centuries and cultures. Recognize that your own journey of language mastery is a unique and valuable contribution to this ongoing linguistic evolution. Embrace the responsibility that comes with wielding the power of language and strive to use it in a way that is ethical, responsible, and contributes to greater understanding and connection in the world. Your dedication to the art of English will not only enrich your own life, but also empower you to share your unique perspective and connect with others in profound and meaningful ways, adding your own distinct voice to the ever-unfolding story of the English language. To truly illuminate the path of an English language artist, one must also cultivate a profound understanding of the art of conciseness and precision. Recognize that while eloquence and expansive vocabulary are valuable, the ability to convey complex ideas with clarity and economy of language is a mark of true mastery. Pay attention to how skilled English speakers and writers can distill intricate concepts into succinct and impactful statements. Learn to eliminate unnecessary words and phrases, focusing on the most potent and direct means of expressing your thoughts. Practice editing your own writing and speech to identify and remove redundancy, striving for clarity and impact in every sentence. This ability to communicate with conciseness and precision will not only enhance the effectiveness of your message, but also demonstrate a deep command of the language, where every word carries weight and contributes meaningfully to the overall impact. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly attuned sense of nuance and the ability to convey subtle shades of meaning with accuracy and finesse. Recognize that language is not always black and white, and that the most effective communication often lies in the ability to express delicate distinctions and subtle variations in thought and feeling. Pay attention to how native English speakers use qualifying words, modal verbs, and carefully chosen vocabulary to convey degrees of certainty, possibility, or emphasis. Practice using language that reflects the specific nuances of your intended meaning, avoiding generalizations or overly broad statements when precision is required. This mastery of nuance will allow you to communicate with greater accuracy and sophistication, conveying the full spectrum of your thoughts and emotions with clarity and subtlety. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist is the cultivation of a deep appreciation for the role of language in shaping cultural understanding and bridging divides. Recognize that language is not just a tool for communication within a single culture, but also a vital bridge for connecting with people from diverse linguistic and cultural backgrounds. Explore the challenges and rewards of cross-cultural communication in English, and develop an awareness of potential sources of misunderstanding that can arise from differences in cultural norms and communication styles. Strive to use language that is inclusive, respectful, and sensitive to cultural differences. Practice adapting your communication style to suit different cultural contexts, promoting understanding and building bridges across linguistic and cultural boundaries. This culturally intelligent approach to language will transform your communication into a powerful tool for fostering global connection and mutual respect. To further refine your advanced listening skills, seek out audio materials that involve speakers from diverse cultural backgrounds and varying levels of English proficiency. Train your ability to understand and adapt to different accents, speech patterns, and communication styles. Practice active listening techniques to ensure clear comprehension even when faced with linguistic differences. Develop patience and empathy in your interactions with non-native speakers, recognizing the effort and courage it takes to communicate in a second language. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding love for the English language as a dynamic and ever-expanding global force. Recognize its role as a language of international communication, science, technology, and the arts. Embrace the opportunities it provides for connecting with a vast and diverse global community. Your journey as an English language artist is not just about personal mastery. It is also about contributing to a world where language serves as a bridge for understanding, collaboration, and shared human experience. Embrace the responsibility and the privilege of being a skilled communicator in this global language, and strive to use your artistry to foster connection, promote understanding, and contribute to a more inclusive and interconnected world. To truly ascend to the highest echelons of English language artistry, one must also cultivate a profound understanding of the intricate interplay between language, identity, and culture on a global scale. Recognize that English, as a global lingua franca, is constantly being shaped and reshaped by the diverse voices and cultural influences of its countless speakers around the world. Explore the fascinating ways in which English is adapted and localized in different cultural contexts, giving rise to new Englishes with their own unique vocabulary, grammar, and stylistic features. Appreciate the richness and dynamism that this global diversity brings to the language. Engage with English language literature, music, and media from different parts of the world to broaden your understanding of these diverse linguistic and cultural expressions. Strive to communicate with sensitivity and awareness of these global variations, fostering intercultural understanding and respect in your interactions with English speakers from all corners of the globe. This global perspective will enrich your linguistic artistry, allowing you to connect with a wider range of people and appreciate the truly multifaceted nature of the English language. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly attuned sense of linguistic resilience and the ability to navigate the inevitable challenges and ambiguities that arise in complex communication. Recognize that language is not always precise or unambiguous, and that misunderstandings can occur even among highly proficient speakers. Cultivate the ability to clarify meaning, to ask insightful questions, and to gracefully navigate communication. Breakdowns. Develop strategies for rephrasing, summarizing, and seeking confirmation to ensure mutual understanding. Embrace the iterative nature of communication, recognizing that meaning is often co-constructed through interaction. This linguistic resilience will enhance your ability to communicate effectively in challenging situations and foster clearer and more productive interactions. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist is the cultivation of a deep appreciation for the role of language in shaping our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Recognize that the language we use to narrate our own lives and to articulate our identities plays a profound role in shaping our self-perception and our sense of belonging. Explore how different linguistic choices can frame our experiences and influence our self-narratives. Practice using English to reflect on your own thoughts, feelings, and experiences with clarity and authenticity. Engage in journaling, creative writing, or introspective dialogue in English to deepen your self-awareness and to articulate your unique perspective on the world. This introspective use of language will not only enhance your personal growth, but also enrich your ability to connect with others on a more authentic and meaningful level. To further refine your advanced listening skills, seek out audio materials that involve speakers navigating complex intercultural communication scenarios, where differences in linguistic and cultural backgrounds may lead to misunderstandings or misinterpretations. Train your ability to identify potential sources of miscommunication and to listen with empathy and cultural sensitivity. Practice strategies for clarifying meaning and bridging cultural divides through careful and thoughtful questioning and rephrasing. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding wonder for the transformative power of the English language to connect hearts, to bridge divides, and to inspire positive change in the world. Embrace your journey as an English language artist as a lifelong commitment to learning, growing, and using your linguistic gifts to make a meaningful contribution to the global community. Allow your passion for the language to fuel your creativity, to guide your interactions, and to empower you to use your voice for good, adding your own unique and enduring brilliance to the ever-evolving symphony of human communication in the English language. To truly stand as a beacon of English language artistry, one must also cultivate a profound understanding of the dynamic interplay between language and technology. Recognize that the digital age has revolutionized the way we communicate in English, giving rise to new forms of expression, new linguistic conventions, and new challenges for effective communication. Explore the nuances of online communication, from the brevity and informality of social media to the more structured formats of email and online articles. Pay attention to the evolving vocabulary and grammar of digital English, including the use of abbreviations, acronyms, emojis, and internet slang. Develop the ability to communicate effectively and appropriately across a range of digital platforms, adapting your style and tone to suit the specific medium and your intended audience. Embrace the opportunities that technology offers for language, learning, and practice, connecting with English speakers from around the world through online communities and digital tools. This understanding of the digital dimension of language will enhance your linguistic artistry in the modern age, allowing you to communicate effectively and creatively in an increasingly interconnected world. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly attuned sense of linguistic adaptability and the ability to navigate the ever-changing landscape of English usage. Recognize that language is not static, but is constantly evolving, with new words and expressions entering the lexicon and existing ones changing in meaning and usage. Cultivate a mindset of continuous learning and stay open to new developments in the English language. Engage with contemporary English language, media, and observe how language is being used in different contexts. Be willing to adapt your own language use to reflect current trends while maintaining clarity and precision. This linguistic adaptability will ensure that your communication remains relevant and effective in a dynamic and evolving linguistic environment. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist is the cultivation of a deep appreciation for the role of language in shaping our understanding of history and the transmission of knowledge across generations. Recognize that the English language carries within it a rich tapestry of historical influences, literary traditions, and cultural narratives. Explore the history of the English language, tracing its roots and its evolution over time. Engage with classic works of English literature and understand how language has been used to shape and reflect historical events and cultural values. Appreciate the power of language to preserve and transmit knowledge across generations. This historical awareness will enrich your understanding of the present-day language and provide a deeper context for your own communication. To further refine your advanced listening skills, seek out audio materials that involve speakers using a wide range of registers, from highly formal academic discourse to very informal colloquial speech. Train your ability to seamlessly adapt your comprehension to these different styles and to understand the social and contextual factors that influence language choice. Practice identifying shifts in register within a single conversation or monologue and understanding the speaker's purpose in making these shifts. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding wonder for the infinite possibilities that the English language offers for self-expression, creativity, and human connection. Embrace your journey as an English language artist as a lifelong exploration of this extraordinary tool for thought and communication. Allow your passion for the language to inspire you to communicate with clarity, creativity, integrity, adaptability, and a profound sense of global and historical awareness, adding your own unique and indelible mark to the magnificent and ever-expanding story of the English language in the 21st century and beyond. To truly illuminate the path of an English language artist in this interconnected world, one must also cultivate a profound understanding of the nuances of online identity and digital citizenship. Recognize that the way we use English in digital spaces shapes not only our personal interactions, but also our broader online presence and our engagement with global digital communities. Explore the conventions of online etiquette, the importance of digital literacy, and the potential pitfalls of miscommunication in the absence of nonverbal cues. Develop the ability to construct a positive and professional online identity through your written English, whether in social media interactions, online forums, or professional networking sites. Practice communicating respectfully and responsibly in digital environments, being mindful of issues such as privacy, security, and the spread of misinformation. Embrace the opportunities that the digital realm offers for collaboration, learning, and building connections with English speakers across geographical boundaries, while also navigating its complexities with awareness and ethical consideration. This understanding of digital language artistry will empower you to be a responsible and effective communicator in the 21st century. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly attuned sense of linguistic foresight and the ability to anticipate future trends in English language usage. Recognize that language is constantly evolving in response to technological advancements, social changes, and cultural shifts. Stay informed about emerging linguistic trends, such as the increasing use of artificial intelligence in communication, the evolution of online slang, and the impact of globalization on English vocabulary and grammar. Cultivate a flexible and adaptable approach to language learning, remaining open to new forms of expression and communication. Engage in critical thinking about the potential future of the English language and how these changes might impact your own communication practices. This linguistic foresight will allow you to remain at the forefront of English language artistry, adapting and innovating in response to the ever-changing linguistic landscape. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist in the modern era is the cultivation of a deep appreciation for the role of language in fostering accessibility and inclusivity. Recognize that effective communication involves ensuring that your message is clear, understandable, and accessible to the widest possible audience, including individuals with diverse linguistic backgrounds and abilities. Explore the principles of plain language writing and speaking, and strive to use language that is free from jargon, ambiguity, and unnecessary complexity. Be mindful of the needs of individuals with disabilities, and consider how language can be adapted to promote inclusivity. Embrace the responsibility of using your linguistic artistry to promote clear communication and equal access to information for all English speakers. To further refine your advanced listening skills in the digital age, seek out audio and video, materials that incorporate diverse forms of online communication, such as podcasts featuring speakers from different online communities, video essays analyzing digital language trends, or online discussions involving participants with varying levels of digital literacy. Train your ability to understand the nuances of digital English and to interpret meaning conveyed through a combination of text, audio, and visual elements. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding wonder for the transformative power of the English language to shape our understanding of the world and our connections within it, both in physical and digital spaces. Embrace your journey as an English language artist as a lifelong exploration of this extraordinary tool for thought, creativity, connection, and positive impact. Allow your passion for the language to inspire you to communicate with clarity, creativity, integrity, adaptability, global awareness, historical perspective, ethical responsibility, and a profound commitment to accessibility and inclusivity, adding your own unique and enduring brilliance to the ever-evolving symphony of human communication in the English language, now and in the digital future. Continuing with a warm, friendly, and encouraging tone. To truly stand as a luminary in the realm of English language artistry in this rapidly evolving world, one must also cultivate a profound understanding of the ethical implications surrounding the use of artificial intelligence in communication. Recognize that AI is increasingly shaping the way we interact with the English language, from automated translation and grammar checking tools to AI-powered content generation and virtual assistants. Develop a critical awareness of the potential benefits and drawbacks of relying on AI in your own communication and in the broader linguistic landscape. Consider the ethical questions surrounding issues such as authenticity, originality, and the potential for bias in AI-generated content. Strive to use AI tools responsibly and ethically, maintaining your own critical thinking skills and ensuring that your communication remains genuine and reflects your own unique voice. Embrace the opportunities that AI offers for language learning and accessibility while remaining mindful of its limitations and potential ethical challenges. This thoughtful engagement with the intersection of AI and language will be a crucial aspect of English language artistry in the years to come. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly attuned sense of linguistic agility and the ability to navigate the increasing fluidity and hybridity of English in a globalized world. Recognize that the boundaries between different languages and dialects are becoming increasingly blurred, with code switching, translanguaging, and the emergence of hybrid linguistic forms becoming more common. cultivate a flexible and open-minded approach to language use, embracing the richness and creativity that arise from linguistic diversity. Develop the ability to understand and communicate effectively in multilingual contexts, recognizing and respecting the linguistic resources that individuals bring to the table. Engage with the growing body of research on translanguaging and explore how individuals strategically deploy their full linguistic repertoire to communicate effectively. This linguistic agility will allow you to navigate the complexities of global communication with confidence and sensitivity, fostering understanding and connection across diverse linguistic landscapes. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist in this interconnected era is the cultivation of a deep appreciation for the role of language in fostering empathy and bridging cultural divides in an increasingly polarized world. Recognize the power of language to shape perceptions, to build understanding, and to promote social cohesion. Strive to use English in a way that fosters empathy, promotes dialogue, and challenges prejudice and discrimination. Be mindful of the potential for language to be used to create division, and actively work to use it as a tool for building bridges and fostering understanding across different cultural, social, and political divides. Embrace the responsibility of using your linguistic artistry to promote positive social change and to contribute to a more just and equitable world. To further refine your advanced listening skills in this complex communication landscape, seek out audio and video materials that involve speakers from diverse linguistic and cultural backgrounds, engaging in difficult dialogues or navigating sensitive topics. Train your ability to listen with empathy, to understand different perspectives, and to identify underlying emotions and cultural nuances that may influence communication. Practice active listening techniques that promote understanding and build rapport across differences. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding wonder for the enduring power and transformative potential of the English language to connect humanity, to foster creativity, and to shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Embrace your journey as an English language artist as a lifelong commitment to learning, growing, and using your linguistic gifts to navigate the complexities of the modern world with wisdom, empathy, and a profound dedication to the art and ethics of communication. Allow your passion for the language to inspire you to communicate with clarity, creativity, integrity, adaptability, global awareness, historical perspective, ethical responsibility, inclusivity, and a deep commitment to fostering understanding and connection in an increasingly interconnected and complex world. Adding your own unique and luminous voice to the ever-evolving symphony of human communication in the English language for generations to come. To truly stand as a guiding star in the constellation of English language artistry in this era of unprecedented change, one must also cultivate a profound understanding of the power of language in shaping the future. Recognize that the English language, as a dominant force in global communication, plays a crucial role in shaping the narratives, the innovations, and the collaborations that will define the coming decades. Develop a forward-thinking perspective on language use, considering how emerging technologies, evolving social norms, and pressing global challenges will influence the way we communicate in English. Embrace the opportunity to use your linguistic artistry to articulate visions for the future, to foster dialogue around critical issues, and to inspire positive action. Consider how language can be used to promote sustainability, to advance social justice, and to build a more inclusive and equitable world. Embrace the responsibility of using your linguistic skills to shape a better future through clear, compelling, and ethical communication. This visionary approach to language will elevate your artistry to a position of leadership and influence in the global community. Furthermore, advanced linguistic artistry involves the development of a highly attuned sense of linguistic humility and a recognition that language learning and mastery are lifelong journeys. Recognize that even the most proficient speakers and writers are constantly learning and evolving in their understanding and use of the English language. Cultivate a mindset of continuous curiosity and a willingness to learn from others, regardless of their level of proficiency or their linguistic background. Embrace the opportunity to learn from the diverse voices and perspectives that enrich the global English-speaking community. Be open to feedback on your own communication and view mistakes not as failures, but as opportunities for growth and improvement. This linguistic humility will foster a spirit of lifelong learning and ensure that your artistry continues to evolve and deepen over time. Another crucial aspect of becoming an English language artist in this transformative age is the cultivation of a deep appreciation for the role of language in fostering creativity and innovation across disciplines. Recognize that English serves as a vital medium for the exchange of ideas and the development of new knowledge in fields ranging from science and technology to the arts and humanities. Strive to communicate complex information clearly and engagingly, fostering collaboration and understanding across different areas of expertise. Embrace the opportunity to use your linguistic artistry to bridge disciplinary divides, to articulate innovative concepts, and to inspire creative thinking. This interdisciplinary approach to language will position you as a valuable communicator in a world that increasingly demands collaboration and innovation across diverse fields. To further refine your advanced listening skills in this era of rapid change, seek out audio and video materials that explore the intersection of language and emerging fields, such as artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and biotechnology. Train your ability to understand and engage with complex and evolving terminology and to follow discussions that push the boundaries of current knowledge and understanding. Finally, continue to cultivate a deep and abiding wonder for the infinite potential of the English language to shape our understanding of ourselves, our world, and our future. Embrace your journey as an English language artist, as a lifelong commitment to growth, learning, and using your linguistic gifts to navigate the complexities and opportunities of the 21st century with wisdom, empathy, creativity, and a profound dedication to the power of language to build a better future for all. Allow your passion for the language to inspire you to communicate with clarity, creativity, integrity, adaptability, global awareness, historical perspective, ethical responsibility, inclusivity, linguistic agility, digital fluency, and a visionary spirit, adding your own unique and enduring brilliance to the ever-evolving and ever-inspiring symphony of human communication in the English language, now and for generations to come.
This is threeL Podcast, created by Listen Cloud.
Listen, learn, level up.